Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here. Those of you who are visiting to the Board of Psychology meeting, we're going to have a presentation right now on licensing, what's required for licensure. We welcome any kinds of questions or comments or anything that you might have, but we do ask that you wait till the end of the presentation but we got plenty of time for any questions that y'all might have. I do want to let you know that we're going to unveil, unveil means for the first time, a YouTube video that the board has put together. Board staff has put together with DCA on licensing, the licensing and examination requirements for licensure. It's the first of a series of videos that we plan to do that let people know about the Board of Psychology. And again, they're YouTube videos, so you have access to them. We're very pleased with this. And I also want to tell you, before I turn it over to Ms. Lanny Schneider, that what we're going to present and what the YouTube video presents is our licensing requirements right now. If y'all stay for the meeting going on this afternoon, you'll see that we have some changes to some of the requirements for licensure and examination for licensure that you'll see that are sort of in the works, or not sort of, that are in the works, but this is what's going on right now, and these are the current requirements for licensure. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Snyder.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Dr. Horn. The first document on your screen is the application process. The board receives 3 types of application: the Psychologist Application, the Registered Psychologist Application, and the Registered Psychological Assistant Application. I know this is an overview of the licensure process, but I wanted to just briefly give you some information about the 2 types of registration we have as well. So for the Psychologist applications, in order to become a psychologist, the board requires an official doctorate degree transcript and 3,000 hours of supervised professional experience. To qualify for the examination for professional practice in psychology, we only need 1,500 hours of supervised professional experience. And to qualify for the California Psychology Supplemental Examination, we need a total of 3,000 hours of supervised professional experience. For the psych assistant, an applicant to qualify to become a psych assistant, you will need either a master's degree in psychology or has been admitted to candidacy in your doctoral program, or a doctoral degree in psychology. Only a licensed psychologist or a board-certified psychiatrist can supervise a psych assistant, but it's only a psychiatrist can only supervise them for 750 hours. The registration is only valid for a year and must be renewed annually. The registered psychologist will require a doctorate degree and 1,500 hours of supervised professional experience. You can only work at a nonprofit agency that receives 25% of their funding from a government source, and the registration is only valid for 30 consecutive months. So all applications are routed currently to the DCA cashiering unit. The process, it's currently taking approximately 2 weeks to process the application and their fees. We're planning to take back that process on July 1st, so that we can cut down on that processing time. From there, once the applications are processed, it's routed to the Board of Psychology. Once the applications are evaluated, they're entered into our BREEZE system. Applications are logged in, and acknowledged via email. So it's very, very important that applicants provide their email addresses on their application. The board acknowledges the receipt of the application via email. If the application is approved, then the application is approved for registration or examination. If the application is not approved, the application goes in pending status until such time the applicant submits information or any other supporting documentation. Does anybody have any questions? No?
I do. If the application is not approved, do applicants get a notification that there's still some things pending?
Yes, we notify them through email.
Okay.
So,
Another reason to supply
yes,
the email.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next document is the examination process. Again, once an application is evaluated and approved for examination, applicants are notified via email by the board as well as the testing vendor. Most applicants apply to take the examination for professional practice in psychology. The cost to take the exam is $600, and the fee has to be paid directly to the ASPPB's testing vendor. If you fail the exam, a new eligibility is sent to the testing vendor. There is no need to provide or reapply and pay the fee again. So it's an automatic submission of your eligibility. If you pass, you can qualify to take the California Psychology Supplemental Examination. To qualify for that, you need your all 3,000 hours and your examination fee of $129. If you fail that exam, you have to wait 6 months in order to qualify or retake the exam. If you pass, applications are processed for licensure. The Cple examination, this exam is only for candidates, out-of-state candidates who've been licensed for more than 5 years or hold a certificate for professional qualification through ASPPB, or as a member of the National Registry, or as a member of the American Board of Professional Psychology. The fee for this exam is also $129, and if you fail, you also have to wait 6 months in order to retake that exam. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
No questions about the licensure process or who you have to send things to or? Okay, great. Well, thanks very much. Any questions for the board? This is time to ask questions for the board in general. Well, thanks, y'all. Oh, we're going to show the video now, right? Okay.
Welcome to the Board of Psychology. To obtain a psychology license in California, each applicant must submit an application for licensure. Submit official doctoral transcripts, a total of 3,000 hours of supervised professional experience, and take and pass the examination for professional practice in psychology, Cppe, and California Psychology Supplemental Examination, CPSE. Step 1. Submit supervised professional experience. The board requires 1,500 hours of supervised professional experience in order to take the Cppe. Supervised professional experience must be sent directly to the board by the primary supervisor using the verification of experience form. This form should be accompanied by a completed supervision agreement form. Please note that the supervision agreement form must be completed by the primary supervisor and supervisee prior to the commencement of training. Any hours submitted to the board with a backdated or post-dated supervision agreement form can be denied. Step 2, submit official doctoral degree transcripts. Official doctoral degree transcripts must be sent directly to the board by the academic institution. Step 3, submit application and fee. To apply, you must download the application for licensure as a psychologist from the board's website, psychology.ca.gov. Complete the entire application and submit it to the board with a $40 application fee.
I have taken the Cple in the past in some other state or province. How do I have my scores reported to California?
The Board of Psychology does not accept Cple score reports from any source other than the Association of State and Provincial Psychology Boards, ASPPB. For more information about score transfers, please visit ASPPB's website at asppp.net.
I've been a licensed psychologist in another state for more than 5 years. Do I really need to take the Cple and CPSE exam?
Applicants who have been licensed in another state for 5 years or holds a certificate of professional qualification, CPQ, issued by the Association of State and Provincial Psychology Boards, ASPPB, or credentialed as a health service provider from the National Register of Health Services Providers in Psychology, or certified by American Board of Professional Psychology, ABPP, are not required to take the Cple or CPSE. You will have to take the California Psychology Laws and Ethics Examination, Cple. To apply for the Cple exam, you will need to complete the Standard Board of Psychology application for licensure as a psychologist.
How will I know if I qualify for the Cple examination?
Once your application is evaluated and approved for the Cple, an email notification containing instructions will be sent to you by the board. You will also receive an email notification from the Association of State and Provincial Psychology Board, ASPPB, regarding their application process and the cost to take the exam.
When can I find out about my Cple scores?
The board releases scores the week following the 15th and 30th of every month. ASPPB will send each applicant an email notification regarding your score. The passing score for the Cple is 500.
If I fail the Cple, what do I do?
The board will automatically submit your eligibility to the testing vendor. You will receive an email notification from ASPPB and instructions on how to retake the exam.
If I pass the Cple, what is my next step?
An applicant who passes the Cple can qualify to take the California Psychology Supplemental Exam, CPSE, provided they submit an additional 1,500 hours for a total of 3,000 hours required for licensure of supervised professional experience and their exam fee of $129 to the Board of Psychology.
I've taken the Cple. Do I need to submit another application when applying for the CPSE?
No, you are only required to submit one application for licensure as a psychologist for the entire licensure process.
How will I know if I qualify for the CPSE or the Cple examination?
Applicants who qualify for the CPSE examination will be notified via email.
When can I get my CPSE or Cple scores?
CPSE Cple scores are released after you take the exam. Applicants who pass the CPSE or Cple will be provided a request for initial licensure form at the test site. You must complete and submit this form to the board with your $400 initial license fee. Applicants who fail the CPSE or Cple are required to wait 6 months before retaking the exam.
Do I need to submit fingerprint records?
All applicants for licensure must submit fingerprint records to the board before a license can be issued. If you have submitted records for a previous registration, there is no need to resubmit your fingerprints. Successful completion of these requirements and examinations, and you are on your way to becoming a licensed psychologist. Should you have any questions not addressed in this video or would like general information, please contact the Board of Psychology at 916-574-7720 or visit our website at psychology.ca.gov.
Good job. After the video, any questions or comments or anything? I do have a couple things I'd like to tell y'all about the Cple. In California, you can take it after you've completed your doctoral degree, well, depending on your category. And, but after you've had 1,500 hours of supervised professional experience, the research shows that the closer one takes the Cple to their actual graduate training, the higher the pass rate. So the better they do on it. So just to let you know, if any of y'all are students or training students, you might want to tell them after their internship or that first 1,500 hours that they probably would do well to take the Cple then. And then, you know, they can't apply for licensure till they finish all 3,000 hours, but just to let you know. Okay, that's it. That's our licensing presentation.
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I just.
Ms. Akwebadu?
You said that.
Yes.
Is there a particular deadline on the tests on the Cple?
A deadline?
A deadline on, for example, if they were to take it now and pass
Uh-huh.
right after they've done
Completed their
1,500
1,500 hours?
and they pass it, how long is that pass in effect?
Forever.
Oh, so it is, okay,
Mhm.
very well, thank you.
Other questions? I didn't even look at the board. Okay. Oh, Dr. Erickson.
Nice job.
It was.
Very
Clear.
nice way to present how we do license.
Thank you. Yeah, I do too. Well, it was the staff, so I really want to again say how much we appreciate, and I'm really like licensing being the first one that was done, because we get so many questions about you know, what the licensing process is, what are the requirements, if I have this, if I have that. So I'm just really happy that we did the licensing first. Thanks.
And from the audience, Dr. Faltz asked who produced the video, and I said this was the Department of Consumer Affairs that produced the video, and actually Cesar, who's behind the camera, you won't see him, but his colleague Bryce Penny put the video together with the help of Lanny on script and Monica Vargas, contributors on that. And the board pays pro rata fee to the department, and this is one of the services they provide. So kudos to DCA Public Affairs that put together a nice video.
Great. Yeah. Thanks very much. Mm-hmm.
And the logo looks fantastic.
It does.
does.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Dr. Horn, is there any more to your?
No.
I suppose we have an enforcement report. Shall we reconvene the board approach?
The widow wrote, signed but was not ready to go back to the table.
Yeah, good.